be established to protect women from further violence. So we are saying in your campaign, sirs, in your campaign, we want to see a reflection of this. And when you become the president, we also want you to support ensuring that women don't face the kind of violence that we are facing today, that there is zero tolerance to violence against women. Secondly, the issue of women political participation. We are embarrassed as a country. Look at Kenya. Look at South Africa. Look at Rwanda.
See microphone, see microphone.
Well, they said my time is up. Thank you very much. This has a summary of what we have. It has a summary of what we have. I would like you to please take another step and raise it up. This is what Nigerian women want. Is this what we want? Yes. Is this what we want? Yes. Honorable Minister, is this what we want? Yes. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Please consider it in your campaign. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. While she was speaking, the representative of Her Excellency the First Lady, the SSA Admin and Women Affairs, Dr. Rukayat Gurin, walked in. I welcome you. Thank you very much. Let me also welcome the Honorable Minister for Women Affairs, Dame Pauline K. Tarlin. I welcome you. And so, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I understand that for every speaker there is a timer, and once your time is off, they'll fade you, which is why at some point, your sound will go. But because of the time and how busy our presidential candidates are, it's time to begin to take them. They have collected the agenda now. We can begin to hold them accountable from this minute onwards. So to kick off, let me welcome here former Governor of Anambra State, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi.
Her Excellency, the First Lady, and Your Excellency, the Minister, let me stand on all due and existing protocols and start by apologizing that I have to run away immediately. Had an engagement that I'm running to Traba, but when they say women are involved, I said I must be here because I know what will happen to me at home if I don't go to this one. Let me most sincerely thank you for inviting me and everything. What we are doing, I've heard what you said about your agenda and everything. Nigeria is about to hire the next CEO of Nigeria, of the enterprise called Nigeria. And the only thing we have to sell, and I plead to you, mothers, because what we are going through today as a country, you will not believe it. Our country is collapsing. And you can save it. And you mothers are the ones that will suffer more if it goes wrong. I believe in the women. And I believe that you can save the country. So for me, if anybody is coming to tell you what he's going to do tomorrow, let's start from what he did yesterday. Let's look at his past. Look at where he's coming from. I have served in various ways in the corporate industry. And I want you to go and check my record there. But because of want of time, I want to talk about the way I work with women as governor. That's where we will start. I had a female deputy governor. My chief of staff a woman. My commissioner for planning is a woman. Commissioner for local government is a woman. Commissioner for education, woman. Accountant general, is a woman. Commissioner for finance is a woman. I can go on and tell you how I work with women. And I always say it, they are far more productive than men. When you talk about my success today as a governor, I will attribute it to those women. My head of service, they will not say no to me. You can't do this. Our children are involved. So for me, women are critical in this. If we want to get Nigeria to move, I think we have to surround ourselves with this 50% we are neglecting today. And I'm going to invest in it. They are not going to be there for just ordinary small listen. I know with Ngozi Wala, alone this country would not have been where we are today. That woman was crying to all of us as governors, let's save the money we have in excess crude. It was saying us there will be a day like this, that if we allow her, but the governors will refuse and share that money. And that is where, look at where we are today. Today now, with all this flood and everything, it won't be surprised that soon a bag of rice will be 60,000 naira. That is 2 months minimum wage. There's no way any country, what we are going through today is cumulative effect of leadership failure with that. We are now about to pick a new leadership, and we must go beyond all those considerations of yesterday and think about the future of this country. And we cannot do it without you on the driving seat. We need to make a law. And that is one thing I want you to take from me. We must have a law in this country. Let's not talk about agreement. It should be a law giving women and youth a percentage in all electoral positions and every position in Nigeria, like it's in Bangladesh. Now, Bangladesh is doing well today. Today, Bangladesh is a country that is self-sufficient, almost in food. Bangladesh is #1 biggest exporter of textiles. I spent 2 weeks in Bangladesh. Go to rural areas. Out of about 10 million that is involved in textile business, 60% are women. If you go to the agriculture, it's the same thing. Rural women were doing wonderful work, supported. Because of it today, Bangladesh have less than 6% unemployment. Nigeria is 35% unemployment. That's why you have all this crisis. So I assure you that I will be committed, and I said, this is my past, which you can go and check, and then be able to determine in all of us what we are selling today is who can you trust? Who will do what he's saying? It's not enough for somebody to come here and say, I'll fight corruption. When the last place he left, everything was missing. Let him tell us how we left that place. I can say, I will fight corruption. And I've said it. The last place that I went, I left money. And it's in banks in Nigeria. I left $150 million, and I left at something billion naira. And I was not owing anybody. All pensions, gratuity, and everything were cleared. So if anybody says, I'm going to do this, tell us what you did in the last place you passed. So we will trust you that when you get here, you will do the same thing. He's not telling us that I'll do this. There's too much premises here. My dear people, next year, the election, don't vote for me because I'm from the Southeast. Don't vote for me because I'm an Igbo man. Next year's election should not be based on tribe, ethnicity. They don't buy bread cheaper in the north. It should not be based on religion. No Christian buys bread cheaper. It should not be based on my tongue. It should not be based on anything. It should be based on character we can trust, competence, capacity, and commitment to start changing Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Can we put our hands together once again for the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi? We have heard he's been direct, loud. We've heard in person, on radio and television, so we can hold him accountable. Ladies and gentlemen. So we'll just quickly move on because we will shortly be making a switch. We're right now on live television, TVC. We'd like to call on the candidate of the Action Alliance, Hansa Al Mustafa, to tell us what he has in store, his plans for the women of Nigeria if elected.
Your Excellency, the First Lady, ably represented, Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, distinguished senior daughters and leaders across Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, I wish this subject, being a very serious matter, women would consider increasing some more minutes. It is critical for your life. It is critical for Nigeria at this point in time. We shall be inching into a new world order. We cannot continue to now be seen to be trading in yesterday's routine. There is the saying before I start, and I will rush, is to say that from the history of mankind, at all times material, when a country or a society refuses to understand that when modernity comes, all keys cannot open the doors of life of any given country. Modernity requires modern key if you must live. With this, I will also wish to say that in the new world order, it is not your qualification, but your skills that matters. We want our women to be invested upon. We want our women to operate at home and operate outside. And lastly, these three statements are the guiding factor of my speech. We took time in Nigeria and outside Nigeria deliberately to know if we make promises, are we going to fulfill it? The promises we'll make to people without funds is just a smoke in the air that has no meaning. It's a very fundamental matter. We spend years and months investigating what makes Nigeria and what we can do, away from oil, away from gas. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with all sense of humility, I tell you, any promise by any person outside creativity and the knowledge to create wealth from outside Nigeria and inside Nigeria, lofty ideas can never take off unless you know how to make resources. We have for this country and for the next generation. And I'm happy for the depth of the researches we have done. We have gotten to know we can create trillions of dollars. It sounds fairy tale. I'm not saying trillions of naira. We can create trillions of dollars. And quote me. Quote me in the sense that we can compete with G7, each and every one of them. But we are yet to know who we are and where our country is. With this small illustration, let me say as follows. First of all, we believe in dignifying the woman as a fundamental fact, as a leading factor in our own manifesto. Women participation in politics, Section 38, is incomplete. It exemplifies exclusion of women proper to itself. That is to say, if we have leadership tomorrow, Section 28 must be revisited. The president, the government tomorrow must be seen to have new bills that will have to be adjusted for them to participate. Secondly, you must have institutions in all the zones that will prepare women leadership in politics. Because women in Nigeria have failed to understand two things. In politics, when things are to be done, you get a woman. But when things are to be said, you get a man. But in any other profession in life is the reverse of it. Now, the second is that women participation in politics will require them to be armed and to understand the game and to be supported by funds. So unless you have a government that is ready to have these institutions in all the zones to support the women directly with special funds, because there are ways to get that done. And unless this is done, women will continue to waste their time and for them to be deceived. And lastly, women look at politics from that motherhood spirit. Anytime they deceive them during elections, we will do B, C, D. They believe them. And in that motherhood spirit is a forgiving heart. It's the large heart of woman. It's the mother who likes to forgive whenever she comes calling. So don't look at politics that way. They will continue to deceive you. That's why we, in Action Alliance, anything I say and anything I intend to do, we will enter into legal agreement with the women associations across Nigeria to say the entire manifesto, our manifesto and the cry of women from what you presented in 2022, that's the problems of women in Africa and the problems of women in Nigeria. We also are keen in with the 8 points of United Nations. In all your problems, we have keyed in. I'm rushing because of time. That's why I said a topic like this, 7 minutes in is inadequate and is unrealistic. I hope if you don't mind, since most of our brothers are not here, time can be added, because that is the life of women. That's the life of a poor woman. That's the life of widows. That's the life of orphans. You have to take this extremely serious, even if it means sleeping here, to sign legal understandings with you. No more jokes, no more deceit. We want new Nigeria. We have been deceived for years. It's a new era. We have to move with the world. We have all it takes to provide leadership to the world and indeed Africa. And if we have to do so, we have to carry women. There must be realism in what we say and what we do. You see, because of want of time, there's so much for me to say. I just scrambled them here, but I realize I have just 1 minute. Important occasion, little time. I'm not complaining, but all I'm saying is we are far from realities. You were deceived, we are pain. We want realism onto you. You have to key in to know what you stand for and what you are going to sign as agreement. Since time is against me, all I want you to do, there are numerous important things. Everybody knows the problems of women in Nigeria. That's all I can say in a nutshell. But every candidate that is worth himself should tell you how he's going to fund you, should tell you the secrecy of wealth creation and doing your project, should enter into legal understanding. When he fails, you take him to court, first as a person, second as a government, third to get it done. These bills can be done. Anything outside this is a deceit, is yesterday's game, you will earn nothing. This environment, this continent, this country has to change. Believe no lies, accept what is real. I'm here because of reality. As far as I'm concerned, I have not even touched what I have. I wish you can listen to what I have, but for want of time, all I can say is I am humble and I am happy that I'm invited here to see your faces and to guarantee you that all keys cannot open all doors for Nigeria's door of life. God bless you. God bless our future. Thank you.